down on the sideline. Holly?
Checking in before the game with the Hoosiers head coach. He loves how his team has come out and dominated in the conference so far this season, but he understands the road gets even harder now. He's talked to his team about getting off to a fast start, and that's important to set the tone here today. They want to keep that undefeated streak alive in conference play, but it all begins right now. We'll see if they can do it against a very tough opponent. Back to you.
Thanks, Holly. Looking forward to see how this one goes. And the Hoosiers will kick off first, and here we go. Here he comes with the return. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. On the run, it's Jordan. They stop him after a 6-yard run out through the 24. All right, guys, let's think big picture USC. It's been a season to remember so far, fresh off their new top 10 ranking. How far can this team go?
Well, they're starting to get there now, right? And I think once you get some big wins, Jesse, and you start to climb up, you start to feel that and the momentum and the confidence that it builds with your squad. I think we might just be scratching the surface with this group.
Yeah, that's the difference with this team is it feels like they're really starting to believe. We always knew they were talented. They knew it too, but getting some of these big wins this season, I think they now believe they can take down anybody in the country.
Here comes the heat. And he's sacked. Great work there by this defense.
Hey, guys, we've been talking about this all week, man. What a showdown. Top 10 offense, top 10 defense. Who's going to come out and assert their will? And the defense wins the first battle. Getting in the backfield, creating the negative play, kind of dictating to this offense. The defense strikes first in this big-time matchup.
Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. RPO complete to open the drive. Makes the catch, but goes no further, and it'll be a short pickup on that one. They say all games count the same, but you get to this portion of the season and a chance to win a top 10 battle like this carries a little extra weight.
And whoever keeps the top 10 number beside their name after this game will have earned it because these two teams are very talented, David. We're now at the midpoint of the season. We're starting to get an idea of who these teams are. We're going to find out a whole lot more here today, though.
Yeah, dang right. How much implications down the road does this have? But how about you get an idea of exactly where you stand right in the middle of the season, playoffs down the road, make your statement here today. And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
That's caught. It's Marsh. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. The Hoosiers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Trying to beat him to the left. Dropped immediately. He got nothing on first down.
And here's what you know about Indiana football. They're going to be physical. They're going to be so well coached and disciplined, and they're going to run the football. It was the key ingredient to helping Fernando Mendoza win a Heisman, like the ability to RPO off of it. So, Palmer, I don't know who the names are going to be throughout the season, but I know they're going to run downhill, no nonsense, and they'll have a guy that they'll hitch their wagons.
Yeah, everybody talking about losing Mendoza, but Black and Henry were a big part of that thing, too. I think the offensive line, though, was key to it all. Anytime you have two 1,000-yard rushers, it's because the guys up front are pushing people around, and that was the secret sauce to Indiana's Cinderella run a year ago. So up front, these guys have to continue to dominate. They'll reload the backfield through the portal, through recruiting, but it all starts and stops with the big fellas pushing people around. That's going to be the key for them on offense.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's changing the play. just feeds the running back. Makes the tackle.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and long. Looking to throw, it's Hoover. Caught. And he's not going to get the first down. Good stop there.
Well, I know there's a lot of people out there thinking, hey, it's 3rd down, you got to throw to the sticks here, but I like the call getting the drag. You get the catch, he advances it a little bit, doesn't quite pick it up, but now you've set up 4th and short, and you've got to think on offense. You've got to play somewhere that can go pick up this first down.
And they don't get 7 on that opening drive, but they get 3. And this place is rocking. Night games are always so loud, so obnoxious, and these fans, they get something to cheer about with that first offensive possession.
He only needs a sliver of daylight. He'll be out of bounds at the 36-yard line after a solid return. Here comes the Trojan offense ready to go on the attack. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Rush is on. And not much going on downfield. You just get rid of it and live to play another down.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw away.
Quick give. It's Jordan. Stuffed on back-to-back plays. He got nothing, and now they're looking at 3rd and long.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Out wide right, it's Anderson. Goes down immediately, but he's got plenty and a fresh set of downs here. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to...
Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. Makes a catch. Touchdown, Trojans. He got a step and just dusted the field.
That's a nice job by the offense there in their 2nd drive. I know in the opening possession you go 3 and out, you're scratching your head. It didn't obviously go the way you wanted to, but a good job of sort of collecting yourselves, going through the next couple play calls and making sure everybody's back on the same page. We saw this offense, David, on this drive really be in sync and finally find the rhythm.
You got to like the answers, right? Like sometimes you come out, sometimes you're situated and you're ready to rock and roll and it comes out hot. Sometimes it doesn't, but I like the response. Their defense does their job, gets them the football back. They come out, execute. Nice job getting on the scoreboard.
A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on 2nd down. Looking for a man. It's Hoover. With the catch. It's shot. There he goes. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38. And the Hoosiers want to move quickly. Wants to throw one first. Firing for the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity.
And it didn't take long early in the game. That's the matchup everybody has their eyes on. One of the best receivers in the game, one of the best DBs in the game. They're going to be going toe-to-toe all game long. That time, the defender comes away with an early win in the matchup, but the war is not over. We're going to see many more battles as this game goes on.
As we head to the quarter break, it is USC holding the lead. We've put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. And they've swapped into the field, and we'll get it going in the 2nd. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Left side is shot. Brought down at the 37-yard line, and this defense denies them on third down. And they'll send the field goal team back out for the second time tonight. The field goal is no good. And guys still down by 4, still needing a touchdown to take the lead.
Hey, sometimes I just feel like fourth down, man. Just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss-make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
Looking downfield, it's Mayava. Time to take a shot. Oh, he had him right down the middle, and it just squirted right through his fingers, and they miss an opportunity for a nice play on first down. They'll need a bunch on second down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Going downfield for the big play. He's picked off, and he's thrown a dozen of them. He'll try to take it back. He's at the 40.
And some defensive backs just have a way of finding the football. He's starting to develop that. His third interception on the season just has a good feel for playing that spot in the back end.
The Hoosiers offense all set and ready to crank things up. You want to talk about taking the wind out of your sails. Drive the ball down the field and miss the field goal, David. Oh, he just handled it poorly, and it's a fumble. Quickly gets back on top of it and prevents a turnover. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. Here comes the offense on second down. They'll send the back in motion. From the gun, it's Richard. Just couldn't get away from the tackle.
Now, you want to be a great run defense, your DBs have to be great tacklers. And I love the way he comes up, sees the run. I know he makes the money in the back end covering passes, but when you got a guy that can fly up and make tackles, man, does your defense go to a different level.
On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Lets it slip right through his hands, and it'll be fourth down after the rare drop from this dude. And it looks as if they're going to try a field goal. No good. And it is still a 4-point deficit.
Oh, man, the dreaded doink when you knock it off the crossbar. Those are ones where, man, just a couple inches to the other side, towards the middle, and that thing's in, but it still counts as a missed opportunity.
This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. Last drive ended with a pick, but you still have to attack through the air. Out wide left, it's Bowman. They get him down at the 49, but not before he picks up 15. And the Trojans headed quickly to the line.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be, because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39. Not sure exactly what led to that, whether the protection wasn't right or the quarterback just didn't see it, but the result was a negative play and a sack.
The one thing I do know is that quarterback had no chance to get that ball downfield. That pocket was breaking down, and it was breaking down quickly. There were just too many bodies in that backfield for the QB to make anything happen.
And the penalty accepted, and they'll move him back. Offense gets set for second down. Defense in press coverage. Wide receiver comes in motion. Looking to throw, it's Mayava. Firing deep. It's caught. And what a job to get the foot down and make it a huge gain along the sideline.
I feel like it's hard to forget to cover the big fella, the tight end, the man over the middle of the field most of the time. He comes wide open. I don't know if it was a busted coverage or whatever, but he makes the big play for this offense, and the defense better take note. We got to cover the tight end.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. This time they'll throw it. Rolls right. Trying to make magic on the scramble. He'll get down to the 22 before going out of bounds.
And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether to be conservative or bring the blitz. They bring the blitz, he sees it, and that's what he does really well. Sees it and immediately makes a decision, gets to some green grass, and gets a positive gain for this offense.
That'll be enough for a first down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line.
And it's a good job by this defense, man. They got him in 3rd and short, but, man, they've got to do a better job. If they want to get back in this football game, like, they've got to force some field goals. They've got to force some punts. They've got to force something to go their way, and they've got to be better on 3rd down.
And I like the thought process on offense here early in this game. They're giving their bell cow the ball early and often. There are a lot of coaches that outthink themselves, and I think, we're going to throw the ball to set up the run instead because everybody on defense knows our guy is the focal point. But this offense is just keeping it simple. Let's just give our best player the football early in this game, and let's just get him into a rhythm.
Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. Churns into the pile. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. It'll be 4th down.
Well, you got to give this offense a lot of credit because they've been really physical. They've been doing a nice job running the football on this drive, getting themselves into this position, 3rd down in the red zone. They've got a 4-point lead. Obviously, a huge 3rd down here, but even if they don't get it, they can kick the field goal, make this a 7-point game. Obviously, they're thinking touchdown, try to make this a 2-possession game.
Snapped it, and he has to have it. Unleashes to the end zone. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. To the air, it's Hoover. Gonna take a shot at this DB. And that will be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter if they could have done it, but 2nd down coming. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Wants to go up top on 2nd down. And that one's incomplete.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Fires to the wideout. Left side is Becker. Chain gang on the move. It'll be a first down at the 29.
Could that be the play that finally wakes them up? Just not a lot of good going on offensively here in this first half. They've only got 3 points to show for their efforts. They haven't been throwing it a lot, but they took a shot there. They got a chunk play. Now they're in a position. They need to score a touchdown here before the half is over.
Thought he saw some daylight, but this defense closed quickly. Maybe picked up 1 on the play. Long way to go on 2nd down. He wants to throw it. Unloads to the wideout. What a job to lay out and make the catch.
Man, that's a tough play to make. When you're that far down the field and you're trying to control your body and run as you're laying out, that's a really great effort, really good concentration, and that is how you make your quarterback look really good. And quarterback dropping back, understanding, I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
They'll go to the air on 2nd and short. Got his man. Makes the grab and down immediately. He picks up a few. Now timeout taken by Indiana. That's their 2nd. And they'll still have 1 in their pocket for what's left in this first half. The Hoosiers come to the line needing just inches for the first down. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Really good toughness by the QB to hang in there, take a big shot, but I will not give him credit for throwing into double coverage. So, nice job hanging in there, being tough.
Big man has it. It's a first down and more. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on fourth down, and they keep the drive alive. Here's a first down, but there is no time to lose as this offense gets to the line quickly. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39. And as we work our way toward halftime, timeout on the field. And in the final seconds of the first half, they'll send out the field goal unit. No good. And guys still down by 4, still needing a touchdown to take the lead. And they head to the locker room. 2 quarters in the books, and time for us now to check in with Kevin Connors in our EA Sports College Football studio with scores from around the country.
Guys, down the stretch we come on what's been a thrilling college football season. Week 11 filled with storylines. We begin with Arizona State taking on the number 19 team, the UCF Knights. And it's the Sun Devils coming away with a blowout victory in what looks like a major upset. Expect major changes in the polls this week.
Indiana comes out ready to get this drive underway. They got a lot done through the air in the first half, and they might need even more production here in the second.
I think they will, Reese, and I think this is an offense that has proven they're playing with good timing right now. They've got some matchups where they're winning one-on-one, and they're just going to have to keep going back to the well, David, and relying on hitting some explosive plays to win this game.
Yeah, and I think we look at numbers naturally, and they're losing. So that's the most important thing on the scoreboard, but they have had success, and so what do? You keep playing pitch and catch. You got to score, but you got to talk to your defense. I need some stops. I need the football back quickly so we can do some more damage.
They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
And you usually don't bring in dime packages for running teams. You bring in dime because you know they're going to throw the football. You got more speed on the back end to cover, and defensive linemen know they have their job to do. And their job is to go get that quarterback and get that sucker on the ground.
Well, they finally stop him, but he found some running room on that return and really helps out his offense to start this drive. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. And points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive.
And we knew the linebackers were the strength of this defense, but coming in the offense, man, they felt really good about their running back. And so far, man, it's been a fun matchup to watch, but advantage to these guys that have been filling gaps, scraping, getting to the football, making plays. This linebacker really held down this rushing attack and really hang their hat on.
Might have to give that coach a flag and a whistle. He was right on in his view of the play, and the officials agree and overturn the call. 3rd and short from the 28. Let's see if this is 4-down territory or if they just pick up the first here. Not able to get outside. They tried to run wide, and they got nothing. It'll be 4th down.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
4th down and 1, and they'll go for it. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. Breaks into the open. Inside the... And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans.
It's just so nice to have a signal caller who can make plays through the air and make plays with his feet like this. Runs in for the touchdown. The defense knows I have to account for him every play. That's my quarterback. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line.
Indiana sends the offense onto the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line. 8-yard pickup on first down leaves them with second and short. This is a design run. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one. If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a third down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. He'll be stopped short. It'll bring up fourth down as this defense makes a play. Offense staying on the field there in hurry up, looking as if they'll go on fourth. Drag to the ground, but not before. He's converted the fourth down to keep the drive going. And the Hoosiers getting set on 1st and 10. Sells the run, wants to pass. Fires left. Finds his man. It's Becker. Big play for this offense as they get it to the 32. The Hoosiers come to the line in the hurry-up. Making the adjustment. Hits inside. It's Richard. Not much there on the run. He gets one to the 31.
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off, but you get the feeling, too, if they are going to crawl back in this one, they need him to break one off, and it just takes one play for this guy. Don't be impatient. You got to keep giving him the football.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
Got enough to move the sticks. First down from the 17. And the Hoosiers kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. Now from inside the red zone. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete.
You can sense the frustration building on the field and on the sideline for this team because on paper, they're the better team. From a player standpoint, from a record standpoint, things just not going their way in this game, and someone's going to have to step up and make a play to turn this thing around.
Moves the pocket. It's Hoover. Makes the grab over the middle. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. The Trojans decide to use their first timeout. And that will leave them with just 2 timeouts to use the rest of the way. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. Defense way too anxious there, and they just hand them a first down with a penalty. They'll take the penalty and move them back. The Hoosiers will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. Straight ahead, it's Martin. Nothing doing, and he was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage at 2nd and goal.
Well, we know this defense is one that plays with a lot of pride, right? And part of that is their ability stopping the run. They're a top 25 unit in the nation when it comes to stopping the rush, and that really helps them out down here in the red zone. They're going to have to step up big time in this situation.
Had it in his hands for the score and let it fall to the turf. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, another incompletion, and you can see the frustration building, but you got to give the defense credit. They came into this one knowing no one was giving them a shot because of their record, because of what their stats are on paper, but they're playing better football. They're playing with better effort, and right now they're making the most plays.
You just had a feeling like this QB, he believes in himself. He knows if nothing's there, he's going to try to make a play, and this defense was ready for it. Nice stop on 3rd and goal, now forcing the big 4th down opportunity.
Splits the uprights right down the middle. That'll make it a 1-possession game. The lead is 8.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
On the return, it's Barber. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. They'll get this drive going from the 17. Looking for a man. It's Mayaba. And here's the third interception of the night. Turning it on. And he's going to take it all the way back. Touchdown, Indiana.
And this defense comes up with another big play, man. They get the pick six. They get the mistake. They've been flying all over the field, playing well with their hair on fire, Palmer, forcing some turnovers, really doing a good job of confusing this QB.
Yeah, and on offense for the quarterback, you've got to stop with the turnovers. Now, obviously, turnovers lose you games. When you allow defensive touchdowns, the analytics show you your losing probability goes way up. Right now, they'd be out comfortably ahead if he would just stop giving the football to the other team. They need to settle him down before he gets back out on the field.
Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. This drive will open from the 15. Gonna run it. It's Jordan. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
Well, they want to come out and try to get the run game established, but up front defensively, they made a play. They gave up nothing on that one.
Got to find some breathing room if you're going to establish yourself on the ground, and there wasn't any that time.
Yeah, Reese, I wonder now if this offense is maybe going to try to get to the perimeter.
And they got him in the end zone for a safety. And he couldn't get rid of the football. Tried to buy a little time, and then finally just said, hey, let's run another play.
And that's one the quarterback just has to learn from. When you're backed up like that, you've got to be able to get rid of the football. And I know he's got to scramble. He's trying to break out to the right-hand side to see if something positive can happen. But all that pursuit is coming after him. He needs to throw that thing away, live to play another play, but instead he gives up the big safety.
Hold and fire complete. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49. This game is all but officially a wrap as we take a look at the top 25. Late in the season, time running short if teams want to make their move in the rankings. We've swapped sides of the field, and we are ready for the finish as the fourth quarter gets underway. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. The run inside. It's Richard.
You got to give this defense credit because they have bottled this guy up all game long. He's one of the best running backs in all of college football. Everybody was expecting him to have a big one today. Don't tell that to this defense, though. They played with great effort. They've gotten hats to the football, and they have been able to shut him down.
They're changing things up, trying to get everyone set. To throw, it's Hoover. Right side, it's Richard. They make the tackle at the 33, but he's ripped off 15 yards and picked up a first down.
And that's why, if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Kept it on the ground, now they'll throw. Holds on, it's Spiel. He's down right there, short gain on the grab. Using him out of the slot, he has just been unstoppable.
And I love putting dynamic athletes in the slot that I can move around, that I can put in motion, that I can make him go in or out. I can put him off the ball so you can't get hands on him, and they've really featured this guy today.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is. You saw it right there on that play.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Richard. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. Third down. Wants to throw. It's Hoover. He caught it. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down.
So nice when you're an offense and you get in these third and shorts and you know the defense has to be aggressive, has to commit guys up front, especially in the red zone area. Nice job by this offense, slipping in the pass, getting rid of the football, setting up a first and goal.
Swamped immediately.
And it's not a surprise who they gave the football to. When you get down in this area, they're going to call his name. The physical back, they're going to give him the football. They're going to use their identity of physicality and run game down here in the red zone.
Can the defense stop them again on second and goal? They'll send the tight end in motion. They go right back to this guy on second and goal. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line.
This is the most important part of the field. What you did to get down here means nothing. Nice job by this defense, staying confident, staying aggressive, and forcing a third down and goal.
As they come to the line, they've moved it, but they need one more yard on third down. Going to audible here. Let's see what they do. Keeping it on the ground on third and goal. Touchdown, Indiana! They move on top here in the fourth.
You just simply can't say enough about this guy and what he has meant to this offense. Big-time players make big plays in big games. He has shown up each and every week. That's his 15th rushing score on the season.
They'll try to add another to their lead. The extra point is good, and now in the fourth, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive, and they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the USC offense to get this drive underway. And now this offense needs a late fourth quarter drive to answer that last touchdown. Oh, pressure's coming. He gets rid of it, but I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, here comes the flag. The penalty pushes the offense back for this second down. Back to pass, it's Mayama. Rush right in his face. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And this is a tough time for this offense because you're in passing mode. You're in comeback mode, and what is that? The defense knows that. Like, they're pinning their ears back. They're coming after the quarterback, and you've already struggled protecting your guy today and creating those explosive plays. This offense is going to have to buckle up and really protect their guy up front.
Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place trying to help their defense. He lost one down the sideline. Swatted away and broken up. A great play there by the DB.
Yeah, I think you know the situation as a defender, and you know you're up by a score, and you know exactly what's going on with the offense. They got to make some big plays here in the fourth quarter. Nice job playing the deep ball, staying deep, and not giving up the big play.
And here we go, down to score. They'll go for it on fourth down. snaps it, and he has to have it. They're all over it. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. And how about this? You get to start a drive with a first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Touchdown, Hoosiers! And they take it in for 6 more points. That ought to be enough to make this lead insurmountable, and with it, they'll be a perfect 10-0.
With that last touchdown, they remain undefeated. And what can you say about this offense? One of the most explosive in the entire nation, and they're coming in, I think, every week with the mindset that we're just going to outscore everybody. We are okay going into a track meet, and that's really what we saw in this game today. But opponents just cannot keep pace with them and all of the athletes they have on the offensive side of the ball.
Here comes the Trojan offense ready to go on the attack. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time and put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah, aggressive, reckless. They got to find the balance with this offense to really be productive. And last possession they went for it, they rolled the dice, Palmer, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, if you're better on third down moving forward, though, you can keep yourself out of those situations.
Second and long here. Back to throw, it's Mayaba. Fires to the wideout. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. And the pressure gets there. And down he